Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good night. This is Conversations of the Real with your boy, Chaz Johnson.
Jameal, Kush.
Seeing how y'all doing today. We're going to unsweep these conversations. Let's get it started. So, today's topic is people with addictions. We are going to talk about all addictions: gambling, drugs, drinking,
Sex.
love. All addictions will be touched in this conversation. So, ain't nothing to it but to do it. What is your thoughts on today's topic?
Well, it's something that we need or people need to talk about because it happens every day.
Yeah.
Every day as we speak. We
Now,
live it, we see it on the street every day.
I don't want to judge nobody, but it seems like in today's society, you gotta not judge, but be aware. You gotta be aware of what people choose to do with theyself. Now, everybody do something. We get that. Some people like to drink. Some people like to smoke. Some people like to smoke other drugs.
But it's kind of hard to not judge people sometimes when
That's true.
people put themselves in situations where you have to judge them.
Yeah, and you gotta judge them to protect your own personal space, because you can't allow everybody in there.
No, and nowadays it's even worse. You know, people think you have something that they need or want.
Because you don't do the same addiction that they do.
Well, not say don't do the same addiction. We don't have the same addiction,
Yeah.
but I mean they don't know what the hell I got to do with my money. You got to do with your money.
Yeah.
You know.
They don't think about that. They think about the amount of money that they spend on the addiction that they have. They think about, well, if I use, crack cocaine, for example, if a person used crack cocaine, then that means they think about the amount of money that they spend. And if you're not spending that amount of money on that, then that
You have it
means
sitting down somewhere.
ready
Got in
to
your wallet. Let me
share.
have it.
Gambling, the lottery, the same thing. Drinking. If you're not spending that amount of money that person spend on that addiction, then they think you just got it sitting down. So since you got it, give it.
Let me hold it until.
Why would you sit there with the money and not let me use it?
But the problem with this is people spend their rent money, their car insurance money, their kids' money. They spend it on numbers, gambling. Then they come stress you out.
They spend it on their
cigarette
addiction or their crack addiction.
Shortening. They don't understand. After they spend their money, they're shortening your stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but they don't care about shortening.
And be upset about it. Okay, okay, I don't have it. What do you mean you don't have it? I mean, yeah, over. In my case, I would say, well, yes, I have it, but I'm not letting you have it because, I mean, I got bills to pay too.
That's a whole nother conversation. Uncovering the truth, because folks don't want to hear the truth. They'll tell you all the time, don't lie to me. True. But they're scared of the truth. So if you tell them, yeah, I got it, but I just don't want to give it to you, then you automatically become a bad person. That's a whole nother show. Then we ain't going to touch on that one. We're going to speak on the addictions at hand with people. And it, like I said from the beginning, addictions is everything. It's not just one. People have addictions to...
And it runs deep.
Yeah. People have addictions to everything, though.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be surprised as to what some folks is addicted to. Feet, Listen, some people they got their preference. They feet or I like
Right.
a chubbier person or I like a skinnier person or and they're addicted to even a dream or they can create into an addiction.
Well, I can speak of substance addiction. I seen it.
Yeah,
It's it's a killer,
yeah.
and it ruins a whole lot of folks' lives. And I'm like, not to say, well, crack, it must be
Mhm.
a good thing. Like people get on it and they can't get off, and they spend their last dime on it, lie, rob people, whatever it takes to
Still.
get it. You know, let me get that hit, that high.
But no, in today's time, back in the day, it used to be crack. Folks used to go crazy over crack, but now it's pills.
Fentanyl.
And yep, and lean and all of this other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, the world has been corrupted with so much new stuff that where do we have time to keep up?
And so much folks die from this shit. Like, you know, I've been to a few funerals
Yeah,
where people die from overdosing.
yeah.
It ain't good. That is not good.
It ruins lives. It ruins families. It causes trauma,
It
more
it
suffering.
it touches on, not just your families, your friends, your coworkers, you know,
Whoever you
acquaintances,
let get close in your personal
yeah,
space.
it does. And it's more of a problem when you can't support your addiction.
Yeah. You people let their addiction become other people's burden.
Look at our neighbor.
Yeah, we ain't saying no names on this channel though. We ain't
That's
putting nobody down. No, we ain't gonna do that. But
but
it's we
we
just speaking
can
the truth.
use that person as an example.
Yeah.
That person went from, within a short period of time to like
Being very college educated to
very educated, good job, kids, and one party, one single party.
changed his life. To now he have to beg for a
Yeah,
cigarette.
it's a shame. Beg you to buy him a pack of cigarette, beg you for a single cigarette. What the hell he would do to get that money for his crack or whatever he smokes or whatever he does.
That's another thing too.
It's rough.
People would go to
Get
the
beat
ends
up.
of the earth to get that fix of whatever the addiction is. Now, when I say fix, I'm not just talking about a crack fix or it's that fix. The fix of people high in their brain that they come up with. That's what is considered a fix, a image that they come up with. Don't you agree?
Yeah, but it's chasing an illusion or whatever you want to call it because you're not going to get that high that you had, the first week of smoking crack or whatever drug you're smoking. You got to take more and more, and then, it became something else. You know, it's hard. I understand that part, but drugs is a hell of a thing, and it really do take a hold of people. Like you get in, it sucks you in, and it's like impossible to get out of it.
But see, that's the thing.
But if
It's
you
not
put
just
your
drugs.
mind to it,
It's anything
right,
with an addiction.
true,
Any addiction will have that same effect. A euphoria high type of feeling.
right.
Addiction is not just drugs.
But I true, but I didn't know like even alcohol could, do that to you. Like I seen it up there on, I was watching something, and this dude, he died where, from the paramedics, whatever, but he was having bad withdrawals from, stop drinking. And I didn't know people like go through that, hallucinating,
Oh yeah.
all of that from liquor. I
Yeah.
thought it was just from drugs, but yeah.
Well, you see these commercials, they even say the same thing about people going through high mood swings and everything about quitting to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, I know cigarettes is another thing.
Well,
It's
you want
hard.
to know what's the strongest
It's hard.
addiction in the world? You know, people can be addicted to crack, they can be addicted to marijuana, they can be addicted to alcohol, gambling. In your opinion, what's the strongest addiction in the world?
I I would say love, probably.
Love. Exactly. Love is the strongest addiction that people will never think is an addiction. They think it's something that they deserve or it's something that they
It, it,
have to have.
well, you can call it an addiction, but it's something you earn.
It
You know
is.
what I mean?
True love is
Yeah,
something that you earn.
It just doesn't, okay, love at first sight. That I mean,
That's bullcrap.
you're right. You fall in love with a shoe at first sight, or dress or pants or something. But to fall in love with a person, it's gonna take time. Takes time and hard work. But you can be addicted to a person, of
Yes.
course. You
Yes.
know,
And that person
you
can be
can.
toxic or
Right.
beautiful.
You can be addicted. People are addicted to, as you said, many different things and whatever. Addiction comes in many different forms. Yes. But
I think the first thing is people need to understand their true addiction. Only if they want to try to fix it or better themselves
some
or
folks do, some don't. But
yeah.
the part I don't understand too is like people say they go into rehab, for whatever addiction they have, 3, 4, 5 times, 6 times. I mean, you don't want to get, you know, off or whatever you're on.
Yeah.
That's a real addiction right there. You just because you love it, you like it, you whatever, you want to do it, so you kept on, you know.
Every addiction is different, but every addiction has a very, very, very strong hold.
It does.
You just got to be able to figure out first admitting what it is and then figure out how to navigate yourself through it. Is it something that you want to continue or is it something that is killing you and you need to stop? To me, the beginning is realizing what it is.
Well, a lot of us, us folks live in denial. Okay, it's happening to him and her, not me. What I'm doing is not bad. You know, it's just a, kind of bad. It's not bad. I ain't got to the bad part yet.
Ain't that the truth? Some people don't even know what the bad part is.
Once you start, you're bad. You're really in.
That is
You
the
know,
truth.
and you get up the next day or whatever, and be like, I want to, have that feeling that I had yesterday or the day before. I
Chasing
like
that
it.
first.
I like that. And
Yeah, I
then
got you.
you get back in it, you're hooked, and it's yeah, it's bad. It's a doozy to get out of it.
Some people never get out of it, and that's what take their life.
As we
But
speak,
within the addiction, I think a lot of people don't think about how their choice of the addiction that they choose affects so many different others.
it affects everybody. Wife, kids, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, everybody.
Basically, anybody who know
You
you,
know,
it affects them. Even if it doesn't show on the outside, it does. And
And you
some
can't trust people
man,
like that.
no.
It's hard for you to trust a person who is addicted to, substances, and I mean,
Hard drugs.
whatever. It's hard because when they don't have what they need,
They'll do
they're
whatever.
gonna do whatever. They're gonna take your shit and lie to you right there. They got it in their hand and they're lying to you.
Nope,
I ain't
wasn't
got
me.
it.
It was them. Look that way. Nope, wasn't me.
Okay.
I needed these hubcaps. I found them. Yep. Ain't that the truth? But the thing with addiction is it is strong. Addiction is strong. And willpower is too. Some people just don't want to have that willpower to quit.
But then, remember, people got a lot of stuff in their minds, a lot going through, a lot.
Yeah.
And everybody need a little, escape here and there. And
that is true. But I get it. Everybody do a little
fishing,
something.
Some people go, skating. Some people go, driving, whatever it is. And then, you got some folks, they just, okay, well, I'm going to do that. Yeah, everybody different, but it's what it is. We just gotta, try to get out of it. Help people get out of it. Whatever it is, or try to talk some people out of it. But it's hard. But a lot of these folks who have these addictions, it comes with other things. Mental stuff. Mental health, they said, is a big thing, and it is real. And
mental health is real.
Mental health and addiction travels in the same,
Whoever watching this, y'all go check out my boy Jerome. He has a mental health show on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and he covers all these grounds. Very good show. Y'all look it up. I'll leave the description in the box down there. Very good show, because mental health is something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Just like conversations of the real. But there's a lot of topics and things that go on in this world people just don't want to talk about, but they want everybody to accept. Don't talk about it, but just accept it. Don't judge me.
It's
just
happening,
accept
but it's
it.
not happening to me.
Yeah. I got an addiction to crack. I need a cigarette. Don't judge me. Just give me a cigarette.
Mm-hmm. You know I'm addicted, so shut the fuck
yeah.
up.
You know I'm a poor man, but I'm poor too. No, not you.
Yeah.
Everybody got the same. Everybody got rent, cell phone bill, light bill, gas bill,
Just
or whatever bills.
Bills, period.
Okay. Some folks choose to
period.
complain about them. Some folks
What's the
choose
point?
to let it drive them up a wall. Some folks let their bills drive them to drugs or addictions.
They use the bills money to buy drugs and then complain about it.
Exactly. But addictions is it's big. And hey, you have to accept the fact if you're addicted to something.
And it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
But remember too, we had friends that you would have never thought they'd be doing drugs. But, because we became friends, then you found out what's going on. And it shocks you. I'm like, me personally, it shocks me. Okay? A lot of folks you see going on here, they've been doing drugs, but they function. They can afford their habits. They function, day to day, whatever. You can never tell. But they're doing. Remember when we lived down there in Vernon?
Yeah, the neighbors.
Folks, you could have never tell. The whole building was
high function. Drugs. Yeah, but see, remember we
was the only people there not doing.
Remember, that was when we first moved there. It was everybody there was high functioning addicts. But then we had neighbors that was addicts that wasn't so high
Right, right,
function.
right.
So in some form, it's not about what you do, but how you do it. Not in some form, in every form. It's not about what you do, but how you do it.
And it's not like we used to live in the projects or anything like that. We used to
No.
live in a good neighborhood,
Yes.
you know. And it's rampant, like rampant. I mean,
Everybody did it.
yeah, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I couldn't really believe it. Like, okay, you doing that? You, mom, dad,
But
kids,
did it shock
grandma.
you when they didn't believe that you didn't do it or I didn't do it? Did it shock you?
It does shock me too. Like, okay, like y'all really thought, like, okay, but it goes back to where you were saying, like, people think, if they're doing something, like, okay, well, you probably be doing the same thing or you know about it. Like, okay, well, I smoke, heroin or whatever it is, and like, you don't do it. No, like who you don't? Like
Yeah.
no.
It's funny you said
Or
that
like people
because
go to jail. Like okay, well, you tell somebody you
you
never
ain't
been to
never
jail.
been to jail.
Like
You ain't
what?
never been a black
You
man, ain't
never
never
been to
been to jail.
jail?
Yeah.
Like no.
Yeah. Remember when we was living in North Carolina? I had somebody. I'm a very very high energy person normally. If anybody know me, my energy level is on 1,000, and that's just the normal me. But they thought that I did drugs or what was it, cocaine? Did the sniffing one
The cocaine.
because yeah, the cocaine because I'm so hyper. I'm so always. And when they found out that I'm like, no, I don't. It's like what? It was like
Yeah.
mind blowing. Like boom, you don't do what? But I thought, and that's still judging a book by its cover and thinking that everybody is the same in certain aspects. But yeah, it was kind of weird when I found out that, and I'm like, no, I don't. I'm
And
just normally me.
it's just the amount of folks does it. Like all of our friends does it. All of them. And then it's like when they invite us to parties and whatnot, and okay, well, their parties is drug laced. Everybody smoking, doing this, that, and the third, and like, okay, well, okay, hey, mingle, do this, do that. Like, okay, no, we
We
don't do,
couldn't.
we don't do
I
that.
remember.
We don't do that. We can't do that. Like, that's not our kind. And it just seems weird.
Remember your friend? He
Yeah,
wanted us to try the coke and put it in your fingernail and
yeah,
put it in.
yeah,
Try it.
yeah.
It's listen. I said it from the beginning, and I'm gonna say it again. I don't judge nobody for
You
what
do
they
what
do.
you do, but
Show me the same respect if I
right,
choose not to do it.
right. But I mean, they did, but some folks, it's a little
Some
different.
folks don't.
They just want you to be on the same level as they are. I mean, okay, well, I do this thing, you do the same. Well, yeah, we can be on the same level, but I mean, I can not do that and still be cool with you. We cool,
Yeah.
but the addiction part of it, that's when it gets sticky. When you just can't let it go. When you have it ruin your life.
Yes.
Okay, you start like or present neighbor started educated, college educated, person, good job, wife and kid, whatever, and you just lost everything one by one. Boom, boom, boom,
The
boom, boom,
wife,
boom,
the
boom,
kid,
boom, boom,
the
right
job, the
down
wife, the kid. It's always gonna
to
start with the
nothing,
job first. The wife
right
gonna
down to
stick with you until that
nothing,
job gone. But it's the
right
truth.
down to nothing. Now you're walking with a cane because somebody whooped your ass over their payment.
That's true. And you should never let your life
Okay,
get to that. But we can't judge again. And like you said, sometimes you can't not judge.
you have to. I mean, I ain't gonna judge you, damn lie. I'm judging you
Everybody
for
judge.
yes, yes, yes. I'm
Period.
judging you because listen, because I'm thinking you got senses. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You see where it's not working out for you. You know, stop,
Mm-hmm.
stop. But there is something there that it's a strong hook. It's like gorilla glue, hold your ass and then let you go. Like, okay, you're stuck with me.
But
Okay,
see, let's tell the truth. A lot of people want to keep doing the same addiction, whether if it's drugs, drinking, and everything, to drown and cope out the pain or the true reality
of
of
mental
what's going on right now.
and
Like
a lot of mental shit.
they want to, I don't want to face reality. Let me just drink or get high out of my mind until I don't remember it.
Stay baked
Yeah. As
or
opposed to
toasted.
just facing your problem head on, fixing it, and not letting it pull you down. But now you done got addicted to something, you can't afford it, everything is going wrong, and you still think, okay, well, they'll help me, somebody else will help me.
Mm-hmm.
No. Nobody wants to help a person who's addicted. That is the point blank. If nobody want to help a person that's addicted if that person don't want to help themselves.
But listen, that's kind of
Period.
a whatever. I mean, all addicts say, well, yes, I want to get better. I want to this, I want to that. Words,
Yeah.
but not they're not doing it.
No, actions speak louder than words.
They're not doing it because that high. That's what I'm like, okay, well, crack or hard drugs must be a hell of a thing. It must be a good thing because it holds so many people and they can never let go. They chase that shit. They chased it. They chase it like chasing down the street off for after a truck that you can see it but you can't catch up with it. You just keep, okay, yep, there it is. There it is. You can't catch it.
They never catch that first euphoria feeling that they're looking for. And still trying to drown out the problem or pain or trauma that they are supposed to be facing.
Well,
And it lets it get worse. It
people
builds up.
people go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A whole lot. That listen, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. You
Thank
know,
God.
we ain't, in that or them kind of situations. You know what I mean? But we can't help but see it, notice it, and everything about it every day because you're alive and you're around, you see it. And it doesn't have to be in the depleted neighborhoods.
No.
It's everywhere. It's
Any
more
neighborhood.
prevalent in the upscale neighborhoods. Okay.
That's the crazy thing. And that's only because in the upscale neighborhoods, they are able to be high functional addicts
Mm-hmm.
because they can afford their addiction.
Mm-hmm.
As to where, excuse me, the low poverty neighborhoods, they overdo it. They overdo it until they ain't got nothing left.
Because they already start from nothing. You ain't
Exactly.
got nothing, already, and then you start doing, taking away the whatever everything you earn goes to the one thing and one thing only. Okay, and we live in this neighborhood, college town neighborhood. These kids you're paying, at least, 80, 90,000, the cheapest for one semester here.
Hmm.
This is a good neighborhood, nice, and it's here. Bad.
In front and
You know what I
center.
mean? So it's yeah.
And it's crazy how some people in the world can say, nope, it's only bad because it's in the black community or the
Mm-mm.
lower.
Uh-uh.
No, it's more in
Uh-uh.
the college community and the
Mm-mm. In the
upper
uppity,
scale
yep,
communities.
yep,
That's where it's
yep.
hard
The
hitting.
thing is, in the poor community, you see it on the streets.
Yes, it's more
Because you're
polarized.
right. In the uppity neighborhoods, it's hidden behind closed doors.
Yeah.
That's the difference, you know.
But the truth is, it's done more behind closed doors than it is in public.
I know.
It's just depending on which part of the side you're looking at. But some people would feel, nope, if you look this certain way, I can do all the drugs because I can still function and do it. But are they right because they can pay for their addiction
You go into
and not burdening other people?
You go into say you go into a supermarket, and the supermarket got 60 people in there or more. You go and you check, you know, most people have a prescription of some drug.
Oh yeah.
In their pocketbook or their car or something. Everybody got a pill, bottle, or shake. Everybody is addicted to something. Everybody's on drugs.
Or some sort of something. I wouldn't say everybody on drugs. I ain't on drugs. You on drugs?
Yes, I am. I have to take 1,000,000 pills a day just to stay alive. But my situation is a little different.
Exactly. You ain't on no
hard, you know.
No, you trying to stay alive. Everything you got come from the doctor. Blood pressure
pills and, you know, surgeries and all that, you know. But
that's different. Blood pressure medication, water pills, that's all different than narcotics and drugs.
I know. But I'm just saying. Big difference. But everybody's on something.
True. That's why it's hard to say that you, okay, well, I'm not a judgmental person. When people say that they're not a judgmental person, they are the biggest liar.
Of course. Because they're going to judge.
They have to.
Everybody judge.
Sometimes judging is for the best because, like they say, birds of a feather flock together. So if a person out here strung out and you hanging out with them, everybody going to think you doing the same thing.
I would, well, that's true. I'm associated with you, and you're doing this and that, and you know, people see me with you every day, like they are the same thing. They do the same thing. They're, you know, yeah, not true. You know, but it's life.
Yeah. Only thing we can do about it is make sure we keep having these real conversations and talk about it so that way other people can be able to get it off their chest, actually see what's going on.
And doing this, we're just learning.
Exactly. We ain't professionals.
We gonna get it right.
We ain't professional doctors.
Some point, so.
Ain't no professional doctors, but what we are is professional watchers.
Not say watchers, but professional.
Everybody is a professional watcher.
Observers.
Exactly.
You observe your surroundings.
And you learn. Every day should be a learning experience.
Of what's going on.
Exactly.
Be aware. Use all your common senses.
To those people who are struggling with drug addictions or gambling addictions or alcohol addictions, there are things and resources out there. So let's all come together and figure it out. We're going to keep on with the conversations of the real. Let's do it. Y'all have a good one.